And feel your body immediately begin to balance, because this becomes your balance point. And we're really ceding power to our enteric brain when we bring our attention below our belly button. So we are actually entering the balance point for our body. So this morning I'm being guided to give you the Namah Shivaya meditation. I can't remember if we've done that yet or not. We maybe did that last week. So Namah Shivaya, without the Om in the beginning. Na is earth. Ma is water. She is fire. Va is Vayu or wind. And Ya is Yama. Yama is the god of death, but also the experience of dissolution into universal reality, ultimate reality. So Na, earth, is dissolved by water. Water is turned to steam by fire. So fire creates Vayu, which is wind, and wind dissolves into cosmic reality. And as we've always said, truth is a visceral experience. So take this deep into yourself. And as you say those syllables, feel that dissolution occurring within you as you merge in union with that field of cosmic unity. So please go at your own pace. There's no hurry. And there's no right way to do it or wrong way to do it. Your mechanism will inform you of what is right for you. So you're saying into your body, and we'll only say from the bottom to the top. That's the only guidance we'll give. And we'll say, even when you're inhaling or exhaling, using your breath with the practice, you are still visualizing the energy going upward. So it doesn't matter whether you're inhaling or exhaling. The attention is on this upward flow. So we'll practice that for a few minutes. Namah Shivaya. At whatever pace works for you. And we'll say in the beginning, slower is better. So you really are absorbing the meaning of these syllables as they are, as all Sanskrit is a universal spiritual language. So the syllables themselves contain the teaching. So as you say the syllables, it has nothing to do with anything outside you. It is absorbing the field of the natural elements of our being and bringing our awareness back to the harmony with our natural world as we encompass the entirety of it and come into union with those energies. Without that union, without the alignment with our source, we're left rudderless. in this world. When we have that alignment, then we know what's real, and we are in touch with the universal loving resource that is our creation. And creation is a dynamic event ever unfolding within us. So we'll be quiet now so we can each have our own experience of this union. Namah Shivaya. The only reminder we're going to add is to please bring your passion to the feeling that you are creating within yourself. as you feel ready, and there is no hurry. Very slowly and gently, maintaining your inward focus and the feeling of union. Very slowly and gently allow your eyes to open while holding to that feeling. We welcome your questions. How may we serve today? Anything? Yes.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
That was really nice using that mantra with our meditation. Um, that was very helpful and being with all the situations with the world these days.
Yeah. Well, it's a drama a second.
Oh, so that really did help with passion or bringing energy into that mantra was very, very nice. And I will remember to use this quite often. It was helpful.
Well, the thing is, if our meditation is a discipline that's dry,
Hmm. Yeah,
it's not going to go very deeply in terms
yeah,
of changing who we are and what we identify with inside ourselves.
yes.
Until we really love that love and become that
Hmm.
love,
Hmm.
there is no hope of having a different frequency in ourselves. It's up to us
Yeah,
to embrace that frequency, and surrender is nothing but that.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
embracing the love at the center of our being. And
yes.
then there's no longer any question about anything, where to go, what to do, who to be, there's no question about any of that. We are living in and from love. And from that alignment, the natural course of our life evolves.
Yeah, yeah.
And however that happens, whatever it means, is not up to us.
Hmm.
We can try to create anything we want, and
Good point.
we do. Rebecca is a stellar example of living creativity and, using a life in every possible way she could think of to express.
Hmm.
And the result is, the truth of there's never enough of that which doesn't satisfy. And
Hmm.
yet there is some satisfaction in having really explored what it is to create
Yeah,
in this plane.
yeah.
But beyond that kind of satisfaction, there's not like, the satisfaction of having played a good performance, performance that I really enjoy listening to, which is rare, but it has happened. And that is wonderful. But what's awesome about it is not anything to do with me. It's what comes through that makes it awesome. It's not,
Yeah,
that's not personal.
yeah.
And so having that experience, that every experience of creativity that has value is really something that comes through, not something that has anything to do with personal.
Yeah.
And
That's a good point. Thank you for the
yes,
reminder.
yes. And as Rebecca, I can say that with great confidence because I've
Hmm.
done it in numerous fields. And
Hmm.
what has value has nothing to do with the personal.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with contact, alignment, and flow.
Hmm.
And if that contact does not involve the excitement of the passion within us for our own realization, our own love, our own union, that experience that experience, there's nothing dry about it. There's, it's like the juiciest thing that we can experience because it's complete fulfillment. And, I don't pretend to be talking from ultimate experience. I don't pretend to know what that is. I can only say that bringing our passion to our inner work has value. That's all I can say. I can only point, but that doesn't mean that I'm, pointing away from, pointing at myself. No, 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 no. This is your work. This is about your passion, about your cultivation of that which has value in you. And the other thing is that, the answers aren't here.
Yeah.
The answers are inside you.
Yeah.
The answer to every question that possibly needs an answer is to be found with great confidence inside ourselves. And really, my job is just to keep turning you back toward that. There is nobody out there. It's not out there. It's inside us. And what's going on out there is the failure to comprehend that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we see outside.
That's perfectly well said.
Yes, we're witnessing the failure of the planet in recognizing that without being responsible for na ma shi vai, yeah, which is what we are born into, the abundance of Earth herself. This is fundamental frequency, Earth. We are so divorced from living in that reality, from living in harmony with the abundance that has been given to humanity, that we are losing it before our very eyes.
Yeah.
We have wasted it. We have used it up. We have empowered people with absolutely no foresight, no plan to except to destroy. So really the only thing we can do is love itself. That's always been the only thing we could do. But it is ever more imperative. The alternative is to live in that constantly changing drama and panic that we're witnessing play out from poor choices all across the board.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Absolutely.
welcome. But
Absolutely.
it's nothing to be despondent about, because what we have, we need to celebrate in every moment. Our life is still a celebration of contact, connection, flow, and sharing that with everybody we share our life with. That's still number one every minute of every day. So So we don't live in denial. We still look at what they're doing. And if there's any way to help, we are available. And we keep our hearts open, pure, clean, love itself. And we understand what we come from and what we are aligned with. And yes, it is very sad that we're destroying the ground we walk on. Humanity is destroying it, and we can't divorce ourselves from being part of that collective. And our hearts break for all the people in chaos.
Yeah, that's very true. Yes.
And in the opposite extreme, for the unbelievable wealth we have been given inside ourselves. Both of those extremes break our heart open further.
Mm-hmm.
We don't allow what's happening outside to close us off from that resource, that ultimate resource that has become available for us. The only demonstration of our gratitude is the only plausible demonstration of our gratitude is to maintain that connection.
Yeah. Recognize, feel that gift that is within us.
Yes, and to participate as fully and completely, passionately in that union.
Beautifully said. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And if you're like Rebecca, if you have an addictive personality, get addicted to the love within yourself. There's nothing narcissistic about it. Narcissism is when you think it's about you. Anybody who's speaking from any kind of awareness knows it's not personal. Never was and never will be. And at the same time, it is deeply personal because it is the foundation of everything that is. It is the creative principle. It is the sustaining principle. It is the destroying principle. All of these things exist in their own place and time within us. And living in the center of that is living from the love. All three of those phases are pure love. Creation, maintenance, and dissolution, it's all part of the same repeating, endlessly repeating cycle. And if we're really lucky, instead of it being an endless repeating circle, it's a spiral and we're evolving out of here. Understanding that we evolve by loving that which is unlovable within ourselves. Because whatever we claim as unlovable within ourselves, we are projecting as unlovable in the outer world, and that makes chaos.
Thank you for those beautiful reminders. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. Really nice.
And understand it's not me. The less it has to do with me, the more pure it is. And I'm not enlightened, not even close. Not even close.
Well, appreciating what you have to say to us is very beautiful. And
I'm a channel.
yeah, we need to hear these things.
Yeah, it's a pipeline. It's not the source itself.
Yeah.
But understand that pipeline is available in you. I'm not special. Access to that pipeline doesn't make you special. It makes you a human, a living human connected to life itself. And still make mistakes regularly. Life is constant do-overs. You know, there's no such thing as failure, except in our minds. And this may be the one situation where we do it till we get it right. How may we serve today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The only question I have is a stupid question, um, that I'm sure I already know the answer to. But speaking of failure, I have a very strong sense that I failed yesterday. Only yesterday I was in a state that I call depressed and not wanting to be alive.
Can
And
you love that depression and not wanting to be alive? Can you just love it, like totally inhabit it and love it? Put all your energy there and see what happens? Like really embody it. If that's your choice, live it. If that's not your choice, choose something else. That depression is not inevitable unless you hug it and bring it close. You don't have to choose that. It's built into your chemistry. Yes. There's no denying that. So you say, "Oh, hi, old friend. What are you here to teach me?" And it will disappear because there's nothing behind it except maybe your fear of it. Your fear of it coming and staying, and that very fear of it coming and staying invites it in. Oh my God, it's here again. Woe is me. You know, so okay, go woe is me as deep as you can possibly go. It won't kill you. You've been there. You've done it how many times? Yeah, exactly. So, okay. So this day's going to be given up to that. I'm just going to go to sleep. That's where that goes.
yeah,
And no amount of sleep is going to cure it. You know that already. It just makes your regular sleep restless because you're not really tired, because you haven't really been living. You've been escaping, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's definitely not spiraling you up and out of that. What is required to spiral up and out of that? You tell me. Because that's really the question that you need to ask yourself. What's required for me to choose a different path? And location doesn't cure it. You've proved that a number of times.
yeah.
So let's try a different answer.
It's this amnesia that sets in. It's like I know better and I forget.
Well, put a yellow sticky note on your wall that says something about what it is you're forgetting so that you can look at that sticky note and be reminded. Just write 4 letters, LOVE, because it's so unloving of you to yourself to embrace amnesia. There are moments in life when we can really make a change. I'm going to tell you one that happened for me. I was 20 years old, 29 years old. My mother had recently suicided. And I was sitting there with a bag of Cheetos in one hand and Jack Daniels in the other. And I was doing that escape, and I suddenly saw it. And I followed that path in my mind. I said, where does this choice lead? Okay, I'm going to be 300 pounds and an alcoholic at the same moment. I have seen this in my genetics. It's in my history, the family lineage. That choice is very, very real. I saw it in that moment. I am so grateful for that moment because in that moment, I made a choice. I threw both things in the garbage. And I, for some reason, I had a meditation cushion. I don't know why I had a meditation cushion. The person I love most in the world had left 3 weeks before my mother committed suicide. So I was really alone. But for some reason, there was a meditation cushion in the corner. I had never meditated in my life. I went and sat down on that cushion and I said, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know anything. Help. And I let go. I just totally let go of everything. I just completely let go. I just acknowledged that I was helpless in knowing the path through what had been presented in my life. I just knew it. I had no answer anywhere. Big nulls everywhere around me, zeros with X's through them. There was nothing. There was no mental chatter. There was just like, I don't know. I'm lost. I am completely lost. From there, inside you, the solution will appear. It may take decades. And you have to make that choice over and over again. But once you recognize what the choice is for you, what the pattern is that will present itself, that is the thing that sends you to your mantra to raise yourself out of that pattern. Once you know that pattern and recognize it, it takes stepping away from it thousands of times. Reaffirming your choice to be on a roller coaster that goes upward instead of a roller coaster that goes down. It's a choice. It's a choice you make 100 times every day. Not to spiral down, but to spiral up. And it's a choice nobody can really tell you about. You have to experience it yourself. By making that choice over and over and over, it's really boring. It's really, it's the slow bootstraps, one hand grip after the other. It's boring. It's backbreaking. It's bone crushing. You run into every obstruction there is inside yourself. But what have you got to lose? You've tried everything outside yourself. And that's not really a path for you anyway. That's never been available to you, really. But that's not failure. That's just not what's available to you. Why don't you check what is available to you? Which is what you really want, which is what you've been saying you want ever since I've known you. The first time we met, I remember the conversation you had. You said, all I want is to know God. My spiritual life is the most important thing. That was the first conversation we ever had. I don't know if you remember it, but I do. And that was a very long time ago. Like, more than 2 decades, maybe more than 3. But, and we've been Dharma partners ever since. You haven't given up. Just try what works. Turn that passion into love for yourself, love for the self with a capital S. Turn it into that. Turn it into your work with a capital Y. So you're really, you put a sign up that says no more escape and stop allowing yourself to live from failure. It's your choice. Nobody can make it for you. And you have to make it 1,000 times every day. It's not one that you make once and then 5 minutes later, you are absolved of ever facing that pattern again. No, every 30 seconds you have to make that choice, especially in the beginning. Every 30 seconds you have to choose no escape. No escape. I choose love. No escape. I choose love. It's very serious and it's very hard work. We're not going to sugarcoat it. It's extremely rewarding, but it requires repetition billions of times. But that repetition of making a good choice, you get a lot of positive feedback for it inside yourself. You do. The chemicals are there. You just have to set them in motion. If you can sustain it for 3 days, you've made a huge, huge dent in the pattern. But you have to sustain it. You have to sustain it. And the more you sustain it, there's a reason in AA that they give medals for duration, because it's really pulling yourself up, making that choice 1,000,000,000 times a day to get out of the habitual patterns. We're serious, a sticky note that says no escape. Put it on your pillow. Put it on the wall next to your bed. Put it on the door outside, that leads outside your room. Put it every place that you might see it where you begin to slide, so that you have a reminder that you're making a different choice. The other way you can do it is on the flip side, or 2 right next to each other. Choose love. And really sit down and feel what that means. It's not a word. It's not an illusion. It's not an experience that we're waiting to have. It's an experience that we choose in this moment, inside ourselves. We demand that from inside ourselves. Nobody's going to give it to us. Shakti can give us a shadow of it, somebody else's Shakti. But it's your Shakti you want, your own. That takes work. The other thing to know is this battle won't end until you end it. You are the only person who can end this battle. And the only way you can end this battle is by making a different choice every time the battle comes up. That's the only way it ends. Otherwise, you will be doing this dance. You'll be doing this dance. The second time I understood that was when I was trying to quit smoking. It took me 3 years of really trying. And one day I woke up and I realized that it was going to be a battle until I actually stopped smoking. And when I realized that, I quit smoking and I haven't smoked since. But it was just like this weird connection that I could not make, that I would not stop smoking until I stopped smoking. And so I would stop and then like the chemistry would take over, and I could never make it more than 3 or 4 days. And I would be like in this what I recognize now was, I was oxygenated and I couldn't stand the feeling of it because it was so clear, and so I was dumbing down that clarity with nicotine, which was extremely addictive. And, I'm easily addicted to anything. I mean, you can tell just from my stories this morning that everything addictive that crosses my path will have some impact for a while until I understand it and move away from it. So, it's not something that changes with one decision. It is accumulative. And when I tell the story of stopping smoking, it's like so obvious what the answer is. That will be your experience when you make a different choice all the time. You have to decide in yourself that that failure is no longer the feeling you want to live from and choose something else. You have to make that choice. Nobody can do that for you. And it is built in this system, just like addiction is built into my system. These things are built into our astrology. They're built into our psyche. They're built into how we're put together. This is not easy. It's something that requires, that's where the discipline is. But then it's no longer discipline when we're being with what we love. And there's a part of you that knows that, which is why you keep coming back, why you keep claiming failure, why you keep, denying yourself because you feel undeserving because you failed yet again. All of that's just shooting yourself in the foot. Forget about failure. Forget about failure. Celebrate every second of success. Every second of success. And you have them. You have them every day. You just don't celebrate them. Oh no, here's the thing I dread again. Well, what was in the space between what you dread and what you dread? You're giving yourself no credit for that. Celebrate the fact that you have the discipline to be here. Not everybody gets to come here. They choose themselves out. You chose yourself in. Celebrate that. When you start to feel the failure arise, no, I celebrate the success. I'm not interested in celebrating the failure anymore. You choose what you celebrate. You have both experiences. You're just denying the success. Live from the success, not the failure. And those successes get closer and closer together when you do that. Because you've made a choice. You've made a choice. You've stabbed your trident into the ground. I'm here. I'm doing this. I'm committed to this. And then you do it. And of course you'll fail. And you'll succeed. but celebrate the successes. Ignore the failures. Okay, I failed this time. I'm going to succeed the next time. And you keep planting that stake every time you sit down till you become it. You have to build that inside yourself. It doesn't happen. People are not born with that. Rare people, not you and me. You have to build that. Build the appreciation for your success. You can look at your life and all the choices you've made to try to align yourself with that. Celebrate that. It's not that it doesn't work. It's that when it doesn't work for a moment, you assume that it's gone forever. And that's your choice. But do you understand you're making a choice? You're saying, oh, it's not here in this moment, so it's not mine. No, it's not here in this moment, so I'm going to sit here until I claim it. I'm going to literally will it back. That's where willpower is. You don't succumb to the endless self-rejection. No, I showed up. I was there today. I felt it. I'm reclaiming that feeling. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Write it everywhere in your outside life so you can't avoid it. And then you can't say, I just get amnesia because you're surrounded by it. But, you lived in an ashram surrounded by it and you made the same choices. So understand that that has power. That repetition of the pattern has power. If you can sustain your dedication for 3 days, you will have overcome that power. Addictions are not as hard to break as we think. But it is an addiction. It's an addiction to failure. Choose being addicted to loving God, serving God. Think about what serving God means. Serving God means staying connected. Think about it that way. It's not about doing, it's about being. It's the choice you make inside yourself. And yes, if you don't choose love, peace, joy, and gratitude, the lowest common denominator will assert itself naturally. So you have to make a choice. Okay, today I'm going to choose gratitude. Just choose gratitude for a day every time something else comes up. Pick a word you're going to focus on to embody for that day. And don't let it get boring. And so whenever anything else comes up, you choose. Today I'm choosing gratitude. Tomorrow I'm choosing being in love with being. The next day I'm choosing joy. Try living from joy for 5 minutes. Every time that desire to fail rises up, you choose joy. And you try to feel what that feels like in you. You remember the last time you were in joy. Maybe somebody gave you a hug. Maybe you met an old friend and had that feeling just rise up in you. Who knows what brings you joy? You know. So use that past experience to generate that feeling again. Maybe you did something for somebody and you felt just really good. Make that big. Whatever it is that floats your boat, do it. Choose that instead. This is like, instead of living without color in your life, you know, we've had panoramic vision for a long time on our TVs and our internet, everything. You can live a very colorful life inside yourself. It doesn't require anything but a different choice about what you're going to cultivate inside you. So give yourself an upgrade, at least to color. You know what we're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you for coming. You can do this. You've been doing it for a long time. You're celebrating the wrong side of it. It's not wrong. It's just a habit, a choice of habit. Make a list of the different things that you have to choose from that are not that, so that you have one to choose every morning when you wake up. You look at your list of things to choose from. You make the list: love, joy, peace, gratitude, whatever you can think of. The list of things you want to embody for a day. And every time some other habit starts to come in, you say, no, today I'm choosing, and you repeat it to yourself. And you do a different one every day. That's your homework. You can make at least 6 yellow stickies that you put the word of the day around you so you don't forget. No amnesia. You might put one on the book you're reading too. It's not that there's something wrong about reading. There's nothing wrong with reading if you do it from joy or any other feeling that you've chosen for that day. But if it's escape, you're escaping from your own love. When you read from the same feeling, that's totally allowed. You know, from the feeling you've chosen for the day, and you keep reminding yourself of that. That's completely, anything you want to do is completely okay as long as you hold to the feeling you've chosen for the day. Does that make sense? Gives
Yeah.
you some context. I'm giving you a plan. Does it feel at all doable? Really feel into it. What's the resistance?
Well, as soon as you said give up escape, I went, no, no. Um, so that was a while back,
Yeah.
this conversation.
Well, but that's the real thing. That is the real thing. So what are you going to do when that arises? How are you going to face that part of you? It's exactly the real, you just showed it. That's exactly the feeling. If you could choose any feeling in the world you wanted other than that, what would it be? I mean, maybe that is the feeling you want to embody. Is it? when you're in it, ask yourself, is this the feeling I want to embody? If you get a yes, completely devote yourself to it. Completely devote yourself to it. Stop doing other things. Stop coming here. Stop doing anything that would challenge that. Just be that. And eventually you'll come to the place where you have to decide if you're going to choose between that or something else. Again, do you see how the battle doesn't change? The only thing that can change the battle is if you make a different choice. That battle will be there waiting for you every single day until you win, till love wins. It will always be there until you choose it for real, over and over and over and over and over. But it is definitely more comfortable, convenient, and in every way easier to choose the habit. And it does not want to go away. It's got a lot of power. And every time you give into it, it gets more powerful. But it only takes 3 days to turn it around. It really doesn't take very long. You just have to completely invest. This is why we're giving you a list of things that you make out, that you choose instead. And understand that every time you choose the old pattern, you're reinforcing the old pattern. That's okay. You have that choice. This is your life. You can do whatever you want with it. And, the only flaw is that understand that whatever we choose, that's what our life is. It's your choice. It's your responsibility. And, there aren't any guardrails except the ones you put up in yourself. So if you're going to put some guardrails up, you have to do it consciously and understand that it's a total change and it will take everything you have to implement it. And it's not something you can just do once. You do it at least once every day. You encounter this battle. And the only way to win is to actually engage. You can throw up your hands and cover your face and go to sleep for the rest of your life. You can do it for the next 10 lifetimes. The battle will still continue until you engage it. That feels exhausting. Just even contemplating that is exhausting. Make a different choice, please. Please. I'm begging, make that list. Engage that list. Engage it every single day, because that lowest common denominator will take everything. It's an old friend. It knows all the tricks. And, in the beginning, it was a survival mechanism that worked. It protected you from having to engage in, lethal warfare in your environment, verbal warfare. It protected you. That's long gone. The need for that is long gone. The people who instilled that in you are all long gone. They're all dead. There's nobody here to enforce that pattern except you. Inside you. Those voices still live because they've been cultivated for so long. And they had a lot of power because anything is better than being attacked like that. Escape is way better. It was a powerful choice, no longer appropriate. Live your life. Make any different choice. But, live from jealousy, for a day. I mean, you can choose other negative emotions. It's okay. You can choose those too. It's we want color in your life. You know, you can choose anger. You can choose bitterness. You know, you can choose anything but escape. That's that's yeah. And so we want you to make another list of the ways you escape. An honest list from yourself to yourself. You don't have to share it with anybody. But you have to be honest about what it is you actually do and investigate your patterns. Investigate them with pure honesty. You don't have to be honest with anybody else, just yourself. And, you know, study those. Study where the leverage point is to end a battle with each one of them. You can arm yourself with different choices. You know, love isn't enough. Love, peace, joy, gratitude. And then, you know, make a list of all the negative ones too, and just choose a different one to live from. Because what you want is facility to move from one feeling to another inside yourself. That's what you want. You know, monochromatic failure is really the most boring life one could choose. We can say that for sure. And nobody can bite you because you're always biting yourself. Nobody can get in close enough to to have a word. Is this landing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. We're going to ask you for a report next week.
Oh boy.
Well, you know, you don't have to be accountable. It'll be up to you. But it can be helpful to request yourself to be accountable. We know that's probably a good way to make you disappear. That's not our intention. Yeah, feel the weight of it, because choosing to be accountable is a really important first step. It doesn't mean that you will be successful. Doesn't mean that at all. It means that you will be honest with yourself about your process so that you can learn about it and get better at choosing something different. Does that make any sense? It's engaging the resources of this collective to help you see your own patterns so you can be successful climbing out of it. This recording is going to happen so you can listen. We saw that all go right past you.
It's it's so basic. It's like, what does that mean? Being accountable. It's like I don't even, what is she talking about?
It's not really about being accountable to anybody else, but it's actually when you become accountable to yourself, then you want to share it because you have different experience. There's a lot of color grades that you're starting to experience because you're actually feeling what's happening, what you are engaging in yourself. You're feeling the battle. Because it's the battle for your spiritual life. You're trying to get a foothold on the inside. Yeah, something you can really grab onto. So give it a different name every day. Because, real felt life, health is going through every emotion according to the circumstances that we find ourselves in. Over a period of time. It's when we get stuck in a monochromatic experience that something else is happening. So grab onto love today, peace tomorrow, joy the following day, whatever your list is. And we're all with you. We're all with you in this. There is nobody here who's not been there, done that. Nobody. Nobody. Yes. So this isn't unique to you.
The hero's journey.
Exactly. Constance, you wanted to say something.
Just wanted to say we're with you, Wally.
Hmm.
We love you and we're with you.
Take that in. Really take that in. It's the truth of the moment. It's the truth of your friends wanting to support you. We want to share in your success and your failures. That's what accountability means. Being willing to share so that, collectively, we have a lot of experience to be helpful to you. Yes. Yeah, you've got a whole bunch of lifelines here. Oh my goodness. I just looked at the time. Oops. The class just ended.
Did the
Brenda.
No, no, it's still active.
Oh,
It's still active.
oh,
I wasn't gonna alert you or cut you off in the middle of
oh,
such a
something happened.
beautiful
It
for
just,
you.
mine just, yeah, turned off.
Oh,
I have no idea why. The
We
camera's
can
still on.
we can see you. We can hear you.
Oh, let me come back. Uh, I'm getting Google terms of,
Maybe do this at the bottom menu, it sees what there's a zoom.
no, Zoom is gone.
No, but there's the icon on the bottom may not be gone.
Yeah,
Right.
Andrew, I think it's just
It's-
hidden. We can
Oh.
hear and see you.
Yeah, I don't know how to get back. I don't have anything except Google Terms of Service in front of me.
Just talk to everybody because they can hear.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna close for now. I love you guys. It's Mercury retrograde. Technical difficulties happen,
Thank
especially
you.
around me because I'm in Mercury retrograde. I was born in Mercury retrograde, so technical difficulties, but we love you completely. Take care.
Thank you. Thank
Till
you.
next week. Bye for now.